our youth, like, for the kids.
Yeah.
I know Tara's working on it, but I know that
The youth coordinator.
we should put some money aside for all this so we can just take care of it,
Yeah.
coordinate with all the.
I just got I'm glad you brought that
All
up.
right, so use. All right, anything else? I'll try to ask for a motion. Oh, I'm sorry, Andrea.
And legal would request to add to new business, the IHS letter of intent. And then under executive session, legal update.
Okay, Mr. Chairman, under new business, I wasn't gonna do this, but I think I'm going to anyway. I wanna just have a discussion about media. Media. What do you call it? Press releases.
Okay.
I wanna talk a little bit about press releases.
Legal.
All right, motion to approve the agenda without any more additions.
Motion.
Motion by Annie,
Second.
second by Eugene. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Hank? Aye. Motion carries. Next up is review and approval of the meeting minutes of 4/19/24. I was going there. Right? Oh.
I will motion to approve, Mr.
Okay,
Chairman.
motion by Annie to approve the meeting minutes for 4/19/24.
Second.
Second by Eugene. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Henry? Aye. Aye. Next up is old business, the tribal council formal code of ethics and elections.
You have a copy of that? You have a copy? Did you buy it? And Mr. Chairman, we had, at the last special meeting, I brought up the code of ethics for the tribal council members and I'm gonna go ahead and read it real quick here again, so. On May 9th, 2024, the White Earth Tribal Council, in absence of a written guidelines, agrees to the following until such guidelines of a formal code of ethics is approved. Refrain from using any company property or equipment for preparing election materials on an individual candidate's behalf. Refrain from campaigning and preparing election materials while in office. Refrain from requesting any government staff member while that staff member is at work to assist with preparing campaign and election materials. Refrain from directing a government staff member to assist with campaigning or preparing election materials. This does not prohibit a staff member from volunteering to assist with these activities, so long as all activities occur when the staff member is not at work. Refrain from receiving bulk campaign materials or bulk election materials at the office, any government location or RBC owned property. These items will be shipped only to their home addresses, and all of our names are on here, and I signed the last one and I'll sign this one here too, so.
Sign a single one or?
Yeah, we can probably sign. Do you have a copy? Is this the copy we're gonna sign?
Oh, we got one right.
Is the original.
We approved this, didn't we?
Yes, we did, yeah.
Oh,
I approved it with the amendment, so. I'm gonna go ahead and sign it.
Action on that?
Already approved.
Already done.
Okay. All right then. Thank
So
you for
just
that.
pass it around, have all the council members sign it.
Next up is new business. We'll go with the order amendment to the blackjack compact. Christie, you want to come up, please?
This came up kind of quickly. The amendment is, or the addendum is the first addendum that we've done to any of our compacts. It doesn't put in any danger of our regular compacts. And what this addendum does is let us create or play like games of card games, bank card games. And right now our fun zone games are non-banked. And so this compact would allow us to actually put them into bank card games and also new games that are being introduced.
I know the other tribes down south that got sued, they had to go into an.
Yes, that's what brought this on, was that there was 23 individuals. They know that is being sued by the Running Aces. And Running Aces knows it's a frivolous. They can't sue tribes, so they chose to sue individuals from Prairie Island and Minnewaukee. So, in order to avoid that here on White Earth, this will take care of that.
This is an addendum to the,
It's an addendum, it's an addition. Yep,
Okay.
it's not a technical amendment. We're not amending anything. We are actually adding
Yeah, that's,
that to that. And the state has agreed with this, and this exact amendment addendum has been already approved by the state for Prairie Island and the Minnewaukee.
thank you, Christie. Any questions for Christie? Otherwise, I have a motion to approve the addendum.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Mike,
Second.
second by Eugene. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you, Christie.
Thank you.
Thank you, Christie. Next up is the Tammy Poitras Regional Director BIA letter. Andrea? Read that.
Routed to Ronnie yesterday that came from the office.
You want to read it, Chairman?
Oh, it's just a one-time funding.
You want me to read it?
Go ahead.
Tammy Poitras, Regional Director, Bureau of Indian Affairs, Midwest Regional Office. Dear Director Poitras, by letter of April 1st, 2024, your office notified us that Bureau of Indian Affairs program funds may be available for one-time funding requests. Please consider a request for this available aid to government funds to add identification cards to enhance the services our enrollment offices offers to our membership. Our enrollment office operates a progeny system to track and maintain tribal membership records and our membership roll. Enclosed is a statement of work, budget, and budget justification. If you have any questions, and Dina, don't reach out to Shannon Heister. Sincerely, Michael Fairbanks. And there's the progeny thing quote in there, so.
I think did Shannon reach out to you talking that she got kind of verbally for that you got this?
No, she did not have a conversation
It's
with.
official request for the funding.
Okay. Motion to approve the signing of the letter to send to Tammy and BIA. Motion by Eugene,
Second.
second by Annie. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Thank you. Then next up, we have, we'll talk about elder home funds or whatever, Mike. You brought up.
Okay, when, history on the Elder Homeowner Fund Repair Program, we allotted so many dollars per district. I think we allotted $300,000 per district. And we never did really offer any funding for off-reservation tribal members, elders. So what it came up is that we want to finish up phase one of it, the 300,000 per districts. And I sent out a spreadsheet where all the district reps are at with where they're at with their 300,000 and where their projects are at. Probably about 90% of them are complete right now. So what I'd like to just say is that that would be phase one. I would like to finish up phase one, make sure that we get all the information in through builders and that all these projects for phase one are completed and everybody's either at their 300,000 mark or they're under it. And then continue after the election for phase two to maybe look at some more money, some more funding sources for phase two for those gaps. Because I know the district reps had a lot of applications come in for need for the elder homeowner repair project. And you have some that you just couldn't get to. So this phase two would be working directly with White Earth Builders on this phase two, since we got the system down now. And all we have to do is find the funding for it to move on with it. So that's, if everybody's okay with that, we're just looking for like a consensus that we would finish up the phase one and then continue phase two after the election. If everybody's okay with that.
And if we can look for more than 100,000.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
I just
Because,
approximately
yeah.
100,000 for each district. And then me and the chairman have to talk about what we need for off reservation, because we've been getting a lot of requests for tribal members off reservation that, tribal elders off reservation that have been requesting homeowner repair. You guys okay with that?
Yeah.
To proceed that? Okay, that's all we really need.
Good, Michael. Next up is lake lots. Annie?
No, it's all lots. You know,
All lots? Okay,
we have a lot of,
lots, I'm sorry.
yeah, we have a lot of constituents that, you know, receive these lots, but they have no way of clearing them off. They have no way of putting driveways in. I've talked to other tribes and they use their roads department to do that with no charge to our member or to their members. I'm thinking we have to try to look at something like this because, you know, with our money we get, we don't have that much to pay to get these lots cleaned off and their driveways put in. I don't know if we could work with forestry and work with our roads, maybe water and sewer. I don't know, but it's a real hardship on our people when they're trying to, you know, move forward and they can't even get into their lots to do anything and they can't afford to pay to, you know, get the driveway fixed up and stuff like that. I don't know. It's just a conversation I wanted to bring up because I'm having a lot of, you know, people reach out to me for that. And I know land office doesn't put anything in their budget, so I don't know how we can assist or rectify that.
We could maybe look at some future funding for this and put it in a budget and see how much we're gonna put into it and maybe use like we always do, we use builders and we use our finance and our builders to look at a program like this. You know, and then we'd have to talk to Mike Bowman at the roads department and find out if he has what he has for gravel and what he has for, we have our own gravel pits, we have our own resources. What does he have for a program like this? I know we put some money into cleaning up existing lots that people have abandoned and getting them ready with water. And we started with the water and sewer first lots, the water and sewer lots that have been abandoned by people that just never did nothing with them for years and years and years. So we put some money aside for that. So I don't see why we couldn't put some money aside for this. So yeah, we'd have to take a look at it for future endeavor. So
Yeah, sooner the better.
Mhm.
No.
Yeah, I was just thinking about those lots because, you know, there's a lot in my district that had that their septic was an old fuel oil tank and there's probably a lot of pollution. It's been there for probably like over 20 years. I think we should probably look into some EPA funding possibly to do some assessments and then, I mean, if they find some contamination or whatever, hopefully we can apply for some more funding to clean up those that contamination. But yeah, let's go down that route. But yeah, I'm all for cleaning up these lots. So
Very good, Shiny. Any other discussion on that? All right, next up is the basketball and the youth. Mike.
Are we switching to new business? Or we're on new business? Huh?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, okay, so.
Yeah, we're going on the list here. So basketball and youth, I know that Eugene had a request and Mike got a request from the Thunderbirds, I guess, or whatever.
For summer basketball tournaments.
Yeah.
For youth. And
Sure.
it makes it sound, when I talked to John Clark Jr., he said that it's one of these things that he's been working with Curtis Rogers on. And we could probably look at the youth and elder funds.
Yeah.
To help them with it. And it's more or less when they have these youth, after the school year is done, the youth are able to go play in these tournaments that are sponsored by different schools. But they just can't accept money. They can't accept up to a certain amount. Otherwise, they would be ineligible to play high school basketball anymore. So these high schools are doing it. So it's traveling and when Omen hosts a tournament, they have to pay for refs and all that. And it's coming out of a lot of people's pockets to do that. So we would look at maybe sponsoring some of the stuff in the area. And I think you're right on the same page as it while traveling to other tournaments and all that, Eugene. So
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I told Ray's, well, I call him Ray's, but it's John Clark Jr. I told him we would meet with Curtis on Monday and have him connect with Curtis and see what we can provide.
Okay.
So does that answer your question?
Well, the request I got was from a AAU team. They work with all kinds of, I think they work with 9 of our youth right now. And, their request is for this big tournament because a lot of their kids, they want to get their kids to get that exposure so they can, hopefully get picked up by a college recruiter. But this is a pretty big request, but these guys really don't ask for much. I know we borrowed them a vehicle once or twice, but usually they cover all their own costs. But for this tournament, the families aren't able to cover this cost. And I mean, the cost is for the 9 kids, it's $6,000, and that's with registration, airfare, hotel, car rental. So it's everything for all the kids. And I was just hoping to get some guidance on moving forward with this one. They did say that the airfare is fairly cheap. I think they're like $100 a ticket right now for a round trip. So they wanted to get something approved and so they can start ordering the plane tickets and then the car rental and the hotels and all that. So
I wouldn't see if there's nine kids that fit under the criteria of youth and elder. Why we couldn't, because we do $1,000. We do $1,000
for each kid.
for each kid.
Oh,
So
okay.
I think that would fall in there as long as we got all the paperwork into our youth and elder committee. I think it would fall under that.
This
criteria.
one is. Let me
We
see.
could get that paperwork. I believe we meet on Monday.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, yeah, that should be fine. Then we'll just go that route then. But yeah, with the AAU stuff, I think we should probably set aside some money just for these for our youth, especially if it gives them opportunities to possibly get picked up by a college. So.
Good work. All right, next up is the IHS letter of intent.
So this is actually, the, letter of intent to start, incurring the pre-contract cost. And so there had been a letter previously approved, I want to say that's back in November, but it has since been updated. And so there's a resolution to support the new letter included with it. There is, just for your review, not necessarily for signature, another letter, in which we'd be requesting, specific program information and costs. Not looking for a signature on that right now, but just to go, that will also be going along with, out after the letter of intent is sent.
All right, motion to approve the letter of intent. Motion by Mike,
Second.
second by Eugene, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries, thank you. Don't do that. All right, then the press media.
Just a little quick snippet on it. I've been getting a lot of requests from tribal members that there's, this, how am I gonna say this now? Some of our activities that the tribal council does and that the tribal members are finding out from other entities on things that are going on from other entities and not finding out from us what's going on. So there's a lot of fact and fiction going on out there. And there's a lot of people that don't have the right information and it's causing some challenges with our tribal members. So what I would request, not even request, but what I would bring up today is that we work with our, Jim Terry? And we have a social, well, not a, what would you call it, Lori?
I'd say contracting, strategic mass media.
Mass media person that we contracted with, to work with you, Chairman, on some press releases that we need to send out to our membership to keep them updated on the things that we're working on. So in a nutshell, that's what I would like to see if the tribal council would be okay with that we just get more transparent and we get more, what would you call it? Informative and on things that we're doing here. You know, some of our land purchases, everybody knows that land buyback is always good for the tribe. So, and when we meet and we basically approve land purchases, I think the tribal membership should know that, what we did and how much more land we're getting back and why we're doing it and some of the decisions that this board makes. If we can put it out in a press release, maybe a monthly press release or even a weekly press release and just updating the membership. That's what I would request.
Well, I know that I had a conversation with Lori and Curtis here last week about, utilizing our own media, Roman and Gary. So I know that I asked Lori and Curtis to see if they need help.
Yeah.
I know that we have things going on each day. We like today I'll be at the tribal college graduation. We have different events happening almost daily. And one of us is expected to be at a lot of these events, so I know it's something that we need to get out there and be more proactive with some of these public events. I know with the sobers, the sober squad, all the behavioral health events that they have, and we have the community picnic coming up. So when a lot of different things happening in and around our community that, good. And then also what we talked about today, the programming.
Yeah.
We talked about, helping our assistants. I know when we were in Cass Lake yesterday, I know that me and Annie were there and they talked about, helping programs and they don't know even some of the stuff that we're even assisting with, So I think it's good that we get out and I think that we have to utilize our own media here back home here too, along with maybe some special services. But I mean, in general, I think that we need to ramp it up too. So we glitch.
Yeah, but I just one last comment. And just know, Chairman, you're a chairman. You speak for us, you speak for the band. So my request would be that it would come from you. All of our updates would come from you. I know District 1, 2, and 3, they do their updates in the paper, and I know that's good that they do it, but all of our major events that happen within the tribal council, I would look to you for your media releases and your updating, you updating our stuff.
They should be in here right now.
Yeah, you think so, yeah. Because I know we all do a monthly article in our paper and mine's mostly financial because I don't feel that I have to update the membership on District 1, 2, and 3 are a total thing other than financial. And or other than if I attend some meetings that I need to let the membership know. So that's just a comment that I wanted to make, and that's this discussion I want to have is that we got to start utilizing our media outlets more, and we got to start informing our membership more of what's going on or what we're doing. Just in a nutshell. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, if I may, I'd just like to add that we are getting a new website and that's almost near completion. And I think that will really help out with getting the information out to our public because it'll be current, new information. The idea and the concept is that it would be easier on our phones and apps. In addition to considering newer technology within our communications department to be capturing the stories, capturing the events, and then also we're looking forward to an internship or an intern to join that mass media and communications department as well to learn and be out in our community, taking pictures, interviewing our tribal leaders and posting on websites or wherever it needs to be to get our information across the board, across the nation.
Are you
Thank you.
implementing AI on our new website?
That would be a good question for our IT director. I will ask him about AI.
Yeah, because I know some other tribes are using it for like their phone system, and I know like I've had some comments that it's hard to get a hold of folks in Whitehorse because we don't answer the phones, I guess. Although I'm hearing that from other tribal nations though. But when we looked on the website, we had an old number on there, so that was probably what they were trying to call.
Yeah, there's a 935 number, a 936 number that's not even in existence anymore and it's still published somewhere. So people are calling this 936 number and it's not even in service no more. So they keep calling that same number. So that's what I'm saying. We need to get the information out there to the membership that if we don't have a number, we need just those little things. It would go as little as that and it would go as higher as like the White Earth State Forest stuff.
Yeah.
You know, it would go as high as that. So
Yeah, but I think like if we implement AI, there could be like a little thing you could talk to it and just be like, hey, tell me about like the White Earth Forest stuff, and then it'll
Yeah.
bring up all of our information that we
Yeah.
ever posted on it, and they could look through it. I mean, I think that'd be
cool.
perfect.
I just want to add, most of our elders, a lot of our members too, aren't on social media or anything like that. So how do we get it out to them? Do we use ENP to get it out there? Do we put it in stores? I mean, put it in our programs, the update that's on there because, they don't use that. And then with the IT thing or the phone thing, I know Lori just updated me yesterday on what IT had implemented. I don't know if she wants to talk more about that.
Yeah, so we did, we switched over to a team system and they're going through division to division to getting it switched over. But when we are informed that a program is not answering, it now rolls over and goes to their cell phones. So if let's say I was designated to answer, I did not answer, then it would go to Aisha over here, Maria and Annie, so then it continues on. So then that way we can ensure people are actually talking to people and it's not going to just me and then stopping.
that's all I have, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, Rich. All right, next up, anything else that we missed?
Yep, the twins tickets.
Okay, go for the youth, huh?
Yeah, Akola staff reached out to me, so I reached out to Scott Stevens at the casino. They want about 25 to 30 tickets for incentives for their students that are developed there. And Scott did say that they can get them at $14 a ticket. And 30 of them, that would be $420. So I guess I'm just looking at something, a consensus that he can move forward and get them tickets to Cola for the students. Or I don't know, do we gotta make a motion or?
Yeah, they don't have, I suppose, I don't know. I know the other schools use their Indian Ed money, but I don't know how much COLA gets, but yeah, I'm all for that one, because I know all the other schools are doing it.
Cause the dates he's got is May 15th or 30th and Scott needs to know right away so they can move on it.
I'm okay with it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm good with it too. Any motion or anything? Or?
Yeah, I think it's financial.
Yeah.
Motion to approve youth twins tickets. Motion by Annie,
Second.
second by Eugene, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Funding for that.
Pardon?
Is Tracy gonna need to know funding?
Yeah.
Through the shooting star.
Soon start, we would go through them, so.
All right, next up is the consent agenda. We have the Rice Lake Powell budget. Also, we have the economic development. We have the letter of intent and resolution for economic development for finance, Ada Wash, Waiters, NEIC contract and resolution.
NECI.
For health, we have a contract for BW. Health, we have Minnesota DHS Child Safety and Permanency Division, RFP Development Network and Community Resource Centers and Kinship Navigator. Also, we have the 105, is that an I or is that one?
105 L leasing.
L leasing agreements. Then we have human service, we have Minnesota DHS FY 2025 supportive housing support agreement. For TUC, we have the support for GVT grant and application resolution. And also we have the support of ARVIC grant application and resolution. And then for Public Works, we have the letter of confirmation. Any questions on those? We have anything else in there? Motion to approve the consent agenda.
All motion for that.
Motion by Mike,
Second.
second by Annie, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Thank you. Next up, we have a motion to go into executive session. Motion by Mike,
Second.
second by Eugene, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you.